One on. Thank you. Hey there. How you doing? Thank you, baby. Thank you so much, King. This is Life Under Trump, Part 76. We will be discussing Donald Trump and Elon Musk. I am Queen Lillie, and welcome to my Life Under Trump, Part 76. Yes, we will be discussing Donald Trump and Elon because right now, a lot of the Republicans here in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, Roswell, they are highly pissed with Donald Trump. They had a town hall meeting with one of the congressmen there, and they asked him, what are you going to do about Donald Trump? Everybody is not pleased with that man. No, they're not. And even a lot of the Magas is mad with Donald Trump. I'm going to show you that too. Yes. So Trump is losing it. He's blaming President Joe Biden for everything that he has done since he's been in office. Yes, he's blaming President Joe Biden. But President Joe Biden is not to be blamed. He is not in the Oval Office. Everything that's falling apart, it is happening under Donald Trump. For example, your prices has gone up. He promised you they will go down. They have not gone down. But what is he doing? He's putting it all on President Joe Biden. President Joe Biden is not in the White House. How can you blame a man that is not in the White House? Also, covering for Elon Musk to be fired, not to be fired, because right now, people want Elon gone, but Donald Trump is covering for him. Donald Trump can't make up his mind if Elon is either the advisor, either he's an overindulge, or he is a patriot. Which one, Donnie? Inquirer minds want to know. Is Elon Musk your advisor? Is he overindulge or a patriot? You have given us three different answers. The American people are tired. We don't want that. You need to give us a complete, honest answer. Donald Trump don't know how to be honest. He lies so much all day long. Okay. Right now, Trump is destroying our government, the economy, and our lives. He's trying to override the Constitution to be in office forever. He wants a third term, but he wants to be king. And he even put it out there that he wants to be king. But America doesn't have a king. Although you all are my beautiful kings and queens in my chat. He cannot be king because we do not have that, because our Constitution does not allow it. And we, the American people, as said in the town hall meeting in Roswell, Georgia, they don't want a king. Those rich white people in Roswell at the town hall meeting, yes, God, and I'm going to their next one too. They said they don't want a king. And what is the Congress here in Georgia going to do about it? They want to know. So he's planning to have a third term, but he wants the opportunity to be a king. No, Donnie, sit down, be humble. So the Dems have planned to impeach Trump. They have filed their filings to impeach Trump. Okay. He sided with Russia, which we all know Russia is America's enemy. Donald Trump is the puppet for Putin. Yes, he is. Putin tells him what to do. Putin even tells Elon Musk what to do. But Elon keeps saying that this is what he said. I got to show y'all that. He said that Russia couldn't afford him, that Putin can't afford him. He better watch his mouth and his back. Because what he don't want to do is to piss Putin off. And Putin will put anything that he know about Elon out for the public to see. We will all see the goods of Elon Musk if he keep running his mouth against Putin, because he said Putin cannot afford him. Yes, he did. Well, we got to see what Putin gonna have to say about that. Vladimir, what do you got to say about that? This beautiful black woman, which he has a side piece black woman, wants to know, what do you think about what Elon is saying about you? He spoke poorly of you. You are above him. I know darn well, Putin, you are not going to allow that. I know. So Trump is a man. He is a destroyer. He's just a man. He is not a king. He doesn't even have the qualifications to be a king because a king would not allow Elon Musk to tell him what to do. No, sirree. That's not what a king does. A king is powerful. He would not even allow Vladimir to tell him what to do. No. So I consider Trump as Darth Vader. Yes, I do. He is the top clown running the circus. That is what's happening today in the news. How y'all doing today? I hope you're doing swell. We have a lot to cover, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to read some of y'all comments. King Ben says, "Can you dominate me?" Oh my God. I'm going to pray for you, okay? Well, okay, you want me to dominate you? Send me a super chat, a super sticker. Because I know when you get dominated, y'all like to be verbally abused. So send me a super chat, a super sticker, and I'll give you what you want. King Megan says, "What is happening? This is your mama. I'm your mama today. The pretty black woman. Yes, with the long black hair. Sit down, be humble." And King LaSwan, thank you for the hearts, baby. Thank you. Octavia says, "Them things bouncing and bubbling." Oh, well, thank you. Okay, I tried to cover as much as I can, but I can't help that God made me a beautiful black woman. I can't help it. I'm naturally beautiful. They're mine. Everything from head to toe is mine. No enhancements, no preservatives. God bless me like he blessed you all. Okay. Disco Gabby says, "I'm black and you black and proud. Happy Black History Month. I love all of y'all." Octavius Rex says, "God is good." Yes, God is at all times. Yes, he is. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay. I hope y'all having a wonderful Friday. And if you're not in America, in another country, and it's not Friday yet for you, I hope you have a wonderful day too. Just a moment, you all. Hold on. Give me just a moment. Everything's uploading. LaSwan, I know, baby. I know you're a black man. I know, honey. Yes, mama knows. She knows all things. Oh.
As we speak, and no one is stopping it. Our data is being compromised. Our personal information, our social security numbers, our banking information, our income tax returns, our tax ID numbers. We are being robbed, and the president opened the door to the thief. We now have an unelected billionaire close to having complete control over all of our nation's money. Your tax dollars, your social security payments, the money we use for highways and bridges and safe air and rail travel, the tax dollars we invest to make sure we have clean air and safe food and drinkable water, the money used to seek medical cures and to stop terrorist attacks and prosecute criminals. These people tried to freeze our money, but they were stopped because they had no business touching it. So now they have gone right to the source, the US Treasury. And when the person in charge of the Treasury said, "No, you have no business being here and no authority to access America's money," the richest man in the world had that man fired, just like he had the head of the FAA fired. And look what happened after that. The money in the Treasury is our money, and the richest man in the world has his hands in our pocket. Now, the only people who can stop this are Republican politicians because they are in charge. Democrats can complain, they can draw attention to the crimes, they should be screaming from the rooftops, and I don't know why more of them aren't, but it is up to the Republicans who are empowered to shut this down. If you count on VA benefits, Social Security checks, unemployment benefits, disability, Medicare, Medicaid, grants to run your business, or if you just want a functioning government that isn't completely broke because we opened the vault to a bunch of thieves, then this should be intolerable to you. Elon Musk is a virus the president has infected us with, and he will trash our nation and crash the economy the same way they're crashing planes. It doesn't matter who you voted for. You didn't vote for this. What you're witnessing is a hostile takeover of the United States, and too many people are acting like they can't do anything about it. Excuse me, But if another foreign national with deep ties to China and Russia, who supported the neo-Nazi party in Germany, waltzed into the Treasury Department and locked out government workers from their own computers and buildings while they downloaded all of our most personal information onto their own hard drives, they would be arrested in minutes. This man is robbing us blind, and we're all acting like, I don't know, I guess he's allowed? No, he's not allowed. In fact, a private individual with access to Social Security alone is a violation of the data privacy laws in every state across this nation, and state AGs should have filed criminal charges like yesterday. The president is only allowing this because this is the guy who bought him the election. Trump wanted to be king of America, and Elon gave it to him. The problem is, Elon wants to be king of the world, and he needed America to do it. He already had the infrastructure, Neuralink, Starlink, SpaceX, and don't forget X to spread any false information he wants. But he needed endless finances and leverage and power, and Donald Trump just opened the door to the wolf. The richest man in the world is stealing from you. And if we were honest, we would call it what it is: an act of war.
I agree completely with her. Everything she said is true. The richest man in the world is taken from us. The rich are greedy. They don't look out for us Americans. They're not looking out for anyone. Elon is not even looking out for Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a pawn to Elon and Russia. They're pulling the strings to that puppet, Donald J. Trump. America, they're trying to make us get down on our knees and beg for mercy. That's why they taken from us, so we'll be where we have to beg for help. Catch up.
Dumbass voted for Trump. It was the worst decision I ever made.
I've seen the light, and I got out of Maga. A lot of us there have seen the light. We have deep regrets. I feel guilty because I voted for Trump twice. I feel very guilty because I feel responsible. That's why he's still running.
I was with Trump for 9 straight years. I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed in Trump right now. I'm no longer rocking with Trump.
I used to be a Maga Republican, and now I've turned blue. And it makes me emotional to know that I ever fucking stood by idly and blind and let that shit happen. Because I know that I have been a Trump supporter, and I can no longer say that I am MAGA. And I regret my vote for Trump. I voted for Trump. I'm done. I need more resilience in me. But we need to encourage these people. Thank you for having the courage to speak out now. It is too late, but now that you're here, keep speaking out, and please join us in the fight. That's the only way we're going to get through this, because we have to continue to welcome the people who are going to be suffering along with us over to the side of the fight if we're going to win the fight.
I agree with them. A lot of MAGAs have waken up. They have wakened. And they see what is going on. They see that we are being manipulated. And Trump is just a pawn to Elon. I know he is your savior. Jesus Christ is my savior. I know Donald Trump is your savior, but you have to wake up. You should be mad at Elon instead of being in my chat, beating me up daily, harassing me. I'm a woman. Why do men want to harass and beat up on a woman daily? You should be going over there messing with Elon, and don't be over here messing with me, because I'm not messing with your grandmother's Social Security. I'm not messing with your food stamps, your welfare. And he's a welfare baby too. That's how he got rich, became a billionaire off of the American dollar. Y'all should be going over there messing with Elon instead of coming over here daily harassing me. Don't you know that makes you look weak? You come over here bullying a woman. I'm not the one taking from you. I'm giving you the facts daily of what has been done to us as Americans. Come on, fight back. Fight for your rights. Fight for them eggs that you supposed to be getting cheaper, and you ain't getting them cheaper like he promised you. Boo.
Insane week, a lot of crazy happening. Another time for In Case You Missed It. In case you missed it, this gentleman was just released from Russia. This is Mark Fogel. But this segment is not about Mark Fogel or his wrongful imprisonment in Russia. This segment is about the reporter who is not allowed to cover the release of Mark Fogel. It is the same reporter not allowed to cover the swearing in of Tulsi Gabbard, and the same reporter not allowed to cover one of those bogus executive order signings. So why would Donald Trump not allow this AP reporter to cover all these things? Because the AP reporter wouldn't use this bogus Trump terminology, the Gulf of America, instead of the Gulf of Mexico. The effort to censor the press goes much deeper. You'll remember before he was president, the Washington Post refused to run an op-ed endorsing Kamala Harris because the owner of the Washington Post, Jeff Bezos, who just happens to be the chairman of Amazon, didn't want his business interests affected by endorsing Harris should Donald Trump win. Even more recently, the Washington Post was presented with an ad by a private organization calling for the firing of Elon Musk. They refused to run the ad, and this is what they had to say. That's right, that's the only explanation they gave for refusing to run an ad calling for the firing of Elon Musk. You saw in the ABC News litigation where Donald Trump was suing ABC News, they agreed suddenly to settle for $16 million, to give Donald Trump $16 million because ABC was apparently unwilling to challenge Donald Trump anymore. He's also suing CBS, claiming that the interview on 60 Minutes with Kamala Harris was unfairly edited. This is the kind that's going on Fox with all their editorial whatever. But nevertheless, he was demanding $10 billion from CBS, $10 billion with a B before he was president. Now that he's president, he's up that to $20 billion to try to intimidate CBS. Well, there is a full-scale effort by Donald Trump to censor the press, and it's working. It's working. And this poses such a danger to the American people. We are a country with our First Amendment, proud that you can say anything you damn well please. But in Donald Trump's America, he wants to punish you for doing that. But here's what Donald Trump, King Donald Trump, has to say about that.
We have saved free speech in America, and we've saved it strongly.
Now, the key to understanding Donald Trump is that he means the exact opposite of what he says. So what he really means here is we have destroyed free speech in America, and we have destroyed it strongly. Well, he hopes to destroy it, but he's not going to destroy it. I tell you this, I'm going to continue saying anything I damn well please and stand up to this president in case you missed it. Another insane week, a lot of crazy happening.
Wasn't Donald Trump the person that said it's not right to not be able to have freedom of speech? He was mad when Twitter was owned by the original owner, not Elon, because Elon is not the founder. He changed it to X, but we're going to call it Twitter what it is, okay? He said that's affecting his amendment right of freedom of speech. But right now, Donald Trump, you don't want anybody else to have freedom of speech. So you're going against everything you ever fussed about. Another lie, Dunny? Are you lying again, Donald Trump? Inquiring minds want to know, baby. Tell me, Orange Man. Tell me, the circus owner. Tell me, the biggest clown in the circus. Inquiring minds want to know.
Look here. For everybody that bought them cyber trucks, y'all know they being discontinued right now. Yep. Somebody came in with this here cyber truck and said, I need to trade it in. Yep. Damn sure couldn't get what he paid for. He paid over $120. Yeah, the value is just not there. I felt sorry for him. It's a nice cyber truck, but they discontinued them. Thanks to Elon Musk. No more cyber trucks. Look here.
But what's so fascinating, y'all, he just received $800 million funding from the American people for his Cybertrucks. What do you need it for, Elon? Because they're discontinued. The piece of junk, y'all, the metal peels off the cars. The bumper comes right off. The wheels just bust like cement. It's not, the wheel is not made of alloy, whatever. It's not made of that, or either metal. It's like cement. I showed y'all videos of this guy's, his Cybertruck. The wheels just busted. Elon, your vehicles are junk. Why do you need the $800 million from the American funding? But you took away from the cancer fund for the children. Yes, he did. He has taken away from Medicaid and Medicare. So he can have the $800 million. He has gotten billions of dollars from the American people. And that's how Elon became a billionaire. Wow. We right now about to have a food shortage because we don't have anybody to work the farms. We can't get our avocados, etc., from Mexico because Donald Trump burned that bridge with our allies. We can't get certain things from Canada because Donald Trump burned that bridge with our allies. We don't have any allies anymore. We lost in the sauce.
I'm in the Capitol Rotunda right now with Senator Cory Booker from New Jersey. Now, Senator, a lot of folks are worried. They think Democrats just aren't doing enough right now to fight back against the Trump administration and members of Congress and the Republicans in Congress. So what's your message to those folks?
Well, I'm here as the fourth Black person ever elected to the United States Senate. It's Black History Month. And how did I get here? Well, civil rights, the Civil Rights Amendment, the Voting Rights Amendment, all those things were being stopped here as good senators were using everything they could to try to get it go forward. But how did it ultimately go forward was when we all joined together with a voice to fight for it. And there were protests, there were organizing, there's a lot of great things going on. So my request to you is we're going to do everything we can. And one of the reasons why we're here late tonight is because we're using procedural efforts to foil and thwart what they're trying to do. But my call to everybody is the way we've stopped Trump in the past, his attempts to take down healthcare, was by working together, an inside-outside strategy. And ultimately, we won the 3 votes we needed to stop that. There's so much going on right now. We need to be working together. We're going to do everything we can. But in the end of the day, the power of the people is what we need. And the power of the people is greater than the people in power if we use it and work together.
You heard it here first. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you.
Hey, folks, I'm in the Capitol.
Okay. That's all fine and dandy, Mr. Booker. But we need some action quick. The American people have an emergency. We are being bamboozled and flim-flam by Donald Trump and Elon Musk. So, Cory Booker, the Dems, come to the front. We need y'all to get to work real quick, my love, beloved, because Donald Trump is trying to do what Hitler did. Hitler did it in 58 days. Donald Trump been in there now 31 days. Okay, 58 minus 31, what is that? 27? Wait a minute, 58 minus 30. Yeah. We don't have much time. We have a Hitler 2.0 in the White House. So Democrats, whatever you need to do, you need to make it happen. And I'm putting this on Maga's head. Y'all need to take care of Elon. He's your responsibility. Because us Black women Democrats, we sitting back filing our nails waiting on y'all to do the hard work that we've done all these years. We ain't doing it no more. We ain't getting out there marching for y'all to make y'all happy. Then we become the target of getting shot by the white police. That ain't happening.
Daphne, how are we looking?
All set.
Ladies and gentlemen, I promised you a show, and I'd like to make this as efficient as possible. If you'd just look out across the city, please. I'd like to give you a sense of what's possible. Now, Daphne.
Copy.
Step 2, Daphne. Daphne, how are we looking?
All set.
Ladies and gentlemen, I promised you a show, and I'd like to make this as efficient as possible. If you just...
That is a demonstration of what Canada is going to do to us. They already teamed up with China. They have made agreements with China, and they have made deals with China. And right now, Canada and Mexico are working on deals. They have come together because President Claudia Sheinbaum of Mexico, she is a woman of her word. Donald Trump didn't want to do right. So now those two that was our allies, they're mending together. Yes, they are. That is a prime example of our power being shut off by Canada. The American people, a vast majority of the states, northern states, their power is ran by Canada. That was a prime example to show y'all what's going to happen because of Donald Trump is the bad guy. I feel sorry for you that voted for him. You're going to end up without power. And because I live in a red state, our electrical bills have gone up because of Donald Trump.
The U.S. has abruptly canceled a planned joint press conference with Ukrainian President Zelensky and Trump's Ukraine envoy Keith Kellogg. Zelensky and Kellogg met today to discuss negotiations surrounding ending Russia's invasion. This comes as Donald Trump has taken aim at Zelensky, calling him a dictator and threatening Ukraine as he praises Vladimir Putin and sides with Russia. I will say Keith Kellogg is probably the most pro-Ukraine individual on Trump's team. I've noticed that in interviews with him, he very much does not share Trump's views on this matter. He's someone who Trump has pushed aside throughout much of this process. I think it's clear that Trump is afraid of what might be said during the press conference. He knows that Kellogg would never go along with this false categorization of Zelensky as a dictator. He's probably scared what Zelensky has to say as well. This is just the latest cowardly move by Trump, but it's certainly not the last. We'll be following it all, so make sure you're following us for all the updates. Also, we have a new interview out now with House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries on the Midas Touch podcast. Check it out. This just in, the U.S. has abruptly canceled a...
Please subscribe to Midas Touch Network. Those guys are amazing. They are highly educated. They are attorneys. So you want to go over there and watch because they're going to give it to you better than me. Me just showing you a little snippet of their stuff is not enough. Get addicted to them like I'm addicted to watching them daily.
America is a land of freedom, independence, and individual thinking. But sometimes an idea comes along that's just a little different. And before you know it, whoops, you're in a cult.
Honey, where are my eggs?
Dear leader says Joe Biden took them.
The signs are crystal clear. Learn how to spot them in How to Know You Are in a Cult. First sign, good leader. For a cult to work, it needs a good leader, and a good leader is never wrong. If something bad happens like high gas prices, a recession, or even a plane crashing,
President Trump says it was Joe Biden.
he needs to be able to shift the blame. Second sign, don't question. In a cult, questioning the leader can be dangerous. The moment you think for yourself, poof, you disappear quicker than an aging wife. Third sign, loyalty wins. A good cult leader must reward loyalty. And if you're a billionaire, well, you can do whatever you want, even to the least deserved. Fourth sign, see things his way. Even if you saw things with your own eyes and ears and every shred of evidence points in one direction, if he says otherwise, see things his way. So, how do you know you're in a cult? Simple. If your leader is never wrong, punishes his enemies, and lets his richest friends run amok, while convincing you that everything bad is someone else's fault, well, congratulations. You are in a cult. America is a land of freedom, independence, and individual thinking. But sometimes an idea comes along that's just a little different. And before you know it, whoops, you're in a cult.
Honey, where am I?
That was for Maga. Maga need that more than anybody because they need encouragement to come out of that cult. So Maga, I dedicate that video to you. God bless you. Such a good Christian you are.
Huge push from the
People like sometimes like
to end this war.
say like, I'm a bought asset of Putin.
Yeah.
I'm like, he can't afford me.
I think you're worth more than Russia.
Think about it.
There's a
Oh, Vladimir, the strong man. Did you not hear that? He said you can't afford him. Vladimir, are you going to punish him how you punish Trump? How you took Melania Trump's news and put them all over the news? What do you have on Elon? I want to know. Email me. Get my email from my description and tell me what you got on Elon, baby, because I'll put it out there too. I'm down for the cause. I don't like Elon Musk. That top, I don't like him. No. Yes, Donald Trump's top.
Everybody in the tourist-related business is going through this.
At the Peace Arch duty-free shop in Surrey, the shelves are fully stocked, but the customers nowhere to be found.
But Canadians are not coming at all.
Owner Peter Raju says his business is unfairly caught in the middle of the U.S.-Canada looming trade war, and business has dropped 80% since BC's premier said this.
We should really be thinking carefully about spending our money in that country.
After his request to British Columbians not to travel to the USA, our business dropped immediately. We will have to lay off staff.
The owner says on a typical Tuesday morning, this parking lot would be about 40% full, but today only 6 vehicles sit in the parking lot, and one of them is ours. It's not only land travel that's been impacted, plane travel to the U.S. up in the air too.
Canadians are very well known for speaking with their wallets. It's definitely a trend now. It started out, as I said, as anecdotal, sort of people just saying, musing about changing their plans. Now we're seeing like concrete movement of passengers.
McMillan says some clients are traveling with an anything but America mindset, looking at European or Mexican destinations or canceling trips altogether.
This does seem to be a much more emotional issue this time around. And so, we expect that, as far as a boycott goes, we'll probably see that last for a while.
And some Canadians we spoke with already changing course.
The U.S., I'll probably stay away from there for a long time now.
And I go in the States, and I have a daughter over there and 3 grandchildren. I do not like Trump.
The contrast between two countries right now is definitely an issue, yes.
Back at the border, Raju is hoping cooler minds will prevail.
And if things don't improve, we will be left with no option but to close down.
His 40-year-old business dependent on shoppers from both sides of the border. Krista Dow, Global News.
You can take Trump for that because he made America public enemy number 1. Uno. Donnie Boy did that. So, we're in trouble. The stock is going down. Elon's vehicles are plummeting. Tesla is plummeting. But he got that money from America. Yes, he did. Funding from our country. He took away from the babies that got cancer and the elderly.
Breaking news, we got a true F around and find out moment just coming in. This is new reporting from Kyle Cheney. So do you remember Enrique Tarrio, the Proud Boys leader who was sentenced to more than 20 years in prison for seditious conspiracy against the United States for his role in the January 6th attack and was recently pardoned by Donald Trump? Well, looks like he was just arrested. Kyle Cheney of Politico reports that the United States Capitol Police is arresting Enrique Tarrio for swiping his hand at a counter-protester who got in his face. And you can see the image of Tarrio being arrested right here. I'm really starting to see a theme here with the people who Donald Trump pardoned. Remember to follow our account for more updates. Oh, and add the Midas Touch podcast right now on Apple and Spotify. Let's keep it number 1. Breaking news.
What I'm learning about people that's a part of Donald Trump, they're criminals, they're violent. Proud Boys are violent. Very. Look what they did January 6th. We saw them. You can't blame that on black people. Black Lives Matter wasn't there, baby. No. My nails are too pretty to mess up.
Today reports that 20 people in the Office of Neurological and Physical Medicine Devices at the FDA were just fired. Perhaps coincidentally, that is the unit at the FDA that was investigating Elon Musk's company, the company that he owns that wants to graft computer chips onto people's brains. People doing that oversight work for Elon Musk's company are just fired at the FDA. And on that point, on that story, here's the thing we're seeing over and over again now. Quote, the dismissal letters sent to FDA reviewers cited performance reasons, even though these employees had no issues on their prior performance and had received top-notch rankings several weeks ago, according to 2 sources familiar with the matter. So they're being told they're being fired for performance reasons, but there's nothing in any of their performance reviews that would support that. In fact, quite the contrary. We're seeing that at FDA, where they fired people who were in charge of regulating the computer chips Elon Musk wants to graft into your brain. We're also seeing similar reports in the firings of the National Nuclear Security Administration folks. People being told they're being fired for poor performance, even though there's nothing in their performance review history that would suggest any poor performance. Same thing is happening among PN. USA Today reports that 20 people...
You ever watched The Bride of Chucky? Have y'all ever watched The Bride of Chucky? The Bride of Chucky is Elon and Donald Trump, the best couple America has. Yes, The Bride of Chucky is Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Those monsters are destroying this country. We're in trouble. We're in big trouble, America. Maga, I thought y'all was going to take care of Elon Musk. He's still running a ruckus in the White House. You said you was going to get him out of there. He's still there. Do your job.
Average of 2 plane crashes a week under the Musk-Trump presidency. And their response has been to make flying more dangerous by firing FAA staff. And it looks like co-president Musk is even trying to personally profit from the disasters. 3 key facts. Number 1, what's happening? Lives are on the line. As of filming, there have been 8 plane crashes in Musk and Trump's first month, killing at least 87 people. But their mishandling of air safety began long before they took office. Here's a timeline. June and July 2023, Elon Musk's SpaceX violated FAA safety requirements for 2 of its launches, according to the FAA. September 2024, the FAA called for SpaceX to be fined $633,000 for these violations. Musk responded by throwing tantrums. He threatened to sue the FAA. He accused them of harassing SpaceX. He demanded the FAA chief resign. SpaceX railed against the agency in a letter to Congress. December 12th, 2024. Having spent enough time as Musk's punching bag, FAA chief Mike Whitaker announced he would resign on Inauguration Day. January 20th, 2025. Trump was sworn in and Whitaker resigned. Despite having more than a month's notice, Trump failed to nominate a replacement. On his first day, Trump announced a freeze on federal hiring, which appeared to include air traffic controllers, even though air traffic controllers were warning they were already understaffed. January 21st. On his second day, Trump fired the heads of the TSA and Coast Guard and scrapped the Aviation Security Advisory Committee. January 28th, an email seemingly drafted by Musk went out from the White House urging all 2 million civilian federal employees to quit in exchange for a buyout. This included air traffic controllers. January 29th, the horrific National Airport crash in Washington killed 67 people. January 30th, only after the crash did Trump finally appoint someone to head the FAA. Also, with zero evidence, he blamed the crash on DEI.
Are you saying this crash was somehow caused and the result of diversity hiring?
It just could have been. You have to go by brain power.
This shouldn't have to be said, but implying you can only get brain power by hiring white men is overtly white supremacist misogyny. January 31st. A jet crashed in Philadelphia, killing 7 people. February 2nd. Only after these 2 crashes did the administration backtrack, saying that air traffic controllers couldn't get a buyout for quitting and specifying that they'd be exempt from the hiring freeze. February 5th. A plane hit another plane.
Hey, Queen Teal. How you doing, Queen Teal?
A plane crashed in Alaska, killing 10
Thank you,
people.
Queen Teal.
February 10th. A plane crashed into another plane in Arizona, killing 1 person. February 12th, a military jet crashed in California. February 14th, hundreds of FAA staffers got a Valentine's surprise email laying them off. Think about that. After a string of 6 plane crashes, when the FAA was already warning it was dangerously understaffed, Musk and Trump decided it would be a good idea to fire hundreds of FAA staffers.
Surely you can't be serious.
February 15th. Plane crash in Georgia killed 2 people. February 17th. A flight originating from Minnesota crash landed upside down in Toronto. And on February 19th, as I was editing this, news broke of yet another fatal plane crash, this one in Arizona. We don't yet know all the causes of these crashes, but dismantling an already overworked FAA definitely is not helping. Trump has been weirdly quiet about this epidemic of plane crashes happening under his watch, but Trump's sugar daddy is offering a solution, which brings us to number 2. It's all a deadly grift. Musk tweeted his plan to fix the problems he's creating at the FAA, promising SpaceX engineers will help make air travel safer. You heard that right. The guy whose company violated safety protections is gutting the public safety agency that kept him in check and offering to replace it with his own for-profit, unsafe company. I guess whatever it costs for SpaceX to take over air traffic control will just get added onto the $22 billion of your tax money that is already being funneled to Musk through SpaceX's government contracts. Number 3, this is part of a long pattern of Republicans sabotaging public programs, pushing them to the brink of failure, and then using that risk of failure as an excuse to privatize them so your tax dollars end up in the pockets of the filthy rich. It is exactly what they're trying to do to public schools, which I will cover in another video. I'm Alan Piper at apiper13 and Piperama. Follow Courier Newsroom to see what Musk and Trump dismantle next.
Fair use, educational, and great for you research. That's why I enjoy showing y'all these videos so you can get educated. Maga, pay attention. Okay? Who do Donald Trump blame for these plane crashes? He blamed President Joe Biden for them. But President Joe Biden is not in the White House. He cannot be blamed for your BS, Donnie. He cannot be blamed that you are a buffoon, Donnie. No. All of these plane crashes are happening under your watch. Elon, Donnie boy is your bottom. Why won't you get him hair plugs like you got hair plugs? Did y'all not see Donnie's scalp? Oh, God, that scalp was terrible. Elon, do not let your bromance walk around missing hair at the top. You got hair plugs, Elon. We all know you do. Look out for your babe, okay?
Donald Trump, let's get real here, is trying to become America's first dictator. Do you want that? I didn't think so. I keep getting this great question asked. How do we stop him? And so here are 6 ways that I think we can stop him and win. 1, and this is the most important, don't panic. It's so important that I'm going to say it again. Don't panic. Donald Trump right now is engaging in shock and awe. He's engaging in a sprint. For him to become America's first dictator, it's going to take a marathon. We can win the marathon. 2, and this is the low-lying fruit. We don't have to be entirely active. Donald Trump will self-sabotage. He's not right in the head. He keeps making
I second
major
that.
mistakes.
He's not right in the
Popularity
head.
is down. According to the latest Gallup poll, he's underwater in terms of favorability. And what got him over the hump in terms of the election was the economy. Only 42% of people believe he's handling the economy well. 53% believe the economy is on the wrong track. Trump's policies mean you go to the VA hospital, no nurses. There are going to be E. coli outbreaks because no food inspectors. The list goes on. People are going to be unhappy. 3, now we get to the active parts of defeating Trump. And I'm going to start out with one that undoubtedly people will not like the most because it requires self-sacrifice. You know, there are a lot of people who voted for Trump not because they're racist, not because they're sexist, because they just wanted more money in their wallet. They didn't care if he was a dictator or not, as long as he made them economically more comfortable. So our job is to make sure that the economy is sour. Don't spend over the next 4 years. Don't buy that car. Don't buy that TV. Tell people who are overseas, don't come here to visit. 4, Slow Trump down by making sure that Democrats win control of the House in 2026. People are saying there won't be fair elections in 2026. That's just panicking. And if there are fair elections, we can win the House. That will slow Trump down. 5, support organizations that are taking Donald Trump to court to slow him down, to make sure that he doesn't become America's first dictator. Mark my words, he will lose at least some Supreme Court rulings, maybe even most. And we can't presume that he will ignore those losses. If he adheres to them, he can be stopped. And finally, 6, protests. Protests are just beginning. As Donald Trump's popularity goes down, those protests will, mark my words, organically grow. And when they get large, you need to be there. Don't be shy. Show your displeasure. Remember, don't panic. Donald Trump is winning the sprint, but it's a marathon. We can win the marathon. We can make America American again. Donald Trump,
Yeah, because we ain't American right now. America would not, the real America, what we originally had, would not have Elon Musk running the show. An unelected president, a man that is not born here, a man that is not even wanted in his own country. South Africa does not want him. The South African president do not want him there. He ain't, Elon, you're not even wanted here in America. Take your ass somewhere else.
Folks, an incredible moment just happened while Donald Trump held a meeting with governors at the White House. Governor Janet Mills, the Democratic governor of Maine, stood up to Trump and did not back down. And when he threatened her, she told him she would see him in court. You got to watch this. And quickly before I play this clip, remember to add the Midas Touch podcast on Apple and Spotify. It is really bothering Maga that it's the #1 podcast.
Is Maine here, the governor of Maine? Are you not going to comply with it?
Complying with state and federal laws.
We are the federal law.
No, you're not.
Well, you better do it. You better do it because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply because
listen to him telling her she better.
Any federal funding.
I'm telling you, you better go take a bath and change that depends.
That should be a real easy one. And enjoy your life after governor, because I don't think you'll be in elected politics. Every state.
I be damn. Anybody tell me I better. I stand up for myself. I always have. My daddy said I was the only child that ran my mouth the most. I be damn. Anybody tell me I'm better. I better what? I better stay black and die black. I better do what Jesus Christ say do. Donald Trump ain't nobody's daddy but them kids that look deformed like that, aliens that look ugly like him. The daughter is the only one that's cute because she had her nose done. Donald Trump, you better go take a bath because I smell you through my phone.
Don't do it, Black people. Stay the hell home. Stay safe, stay home, stay out of it. This is not our business. We didn't get us here and we're not going to get us out of it. These white folk got to do the work. And until they do, they are going to destroy this country. That's how much white supremacy matters to these folks. That's how much the delusion, white delusion, not white supremacy, white delusion. That's how much this matters to these folks, that they are willing to throw away their whole goddamn country. They would rather be kings of rubble than to live good and everybody eats. Everybody gets treated well. Everybody gets treated right. So stay home. Don't go out there. No matter how bad it gets, stay the hell home. This is white folk business. Let them deal with it. This is brother against brother, father against child. This is in-house for them.
I second that. Like I told y'all, y'all can get out there and protest all you want, because when black people get out there and protest, we become targets for the white police. And we did what we supposed to have done. We voted for VP Kamalaharris, so we would not see this day. But because y'all voted for extremists, a fascist, we have this problem. Donald Trump is a problem for America. So black people ain't getting out there being targets anymore. White folks, this is your problem. Solve it. Solve it. You put that man in office. The 92%, we didn't do it. We're not getting out there being targets anymore for the white police to take our lives. We're no longer doing it. But what I will do is fight in other ways, making my phone calls, go to town meetings, getting on here, chastising y'all for voting for the fool, the buffoon of America.
Some big news right now. The U.S. Marshal Service has officially deputized members of Elon Musk's personal security team, essentially granting them specific rights and protections that are typically only afforded for federal law enforcement agencies. Now, according to CNN reporting, it's not exactly clear how many members of Elon Musk's personal security team have been deputized, but this is truly historic nonetheless. It's really one of the first times that a private security for a special government official or a special government employee have been deputized to receive the same protections of federal law enforcement. Previously, Elon Musk did not have any Secret Service detail. He's not technically a government official, right? But now that his personal security has the same protections afforded to federal law enforcement, they're able to do
that BS right there is pissing me off. Why are we, the taxpayers, paying for Elon to have security like he's the president? He's getting the same security as Donald Trump. Maga, explain it. Why are y'all allowing this to happen? I thought you voted Donald Trump in, but it's apparent from what we saw in the video, Elon was talking at the conference while Elon's son was wiping boogers. The little demon, Damien, was wiping boogers on the resident desk, and Donald Trump sitting there like, Goma Pow. And he let that little kid tell him, you're not the president. Why don't you just leave? Maga, it's your job to take care of Elon and that doggone demon child. Maga, did you not see what that little boy did to your president? Maga, he told Donald Trump he is not the president. And why don't you just leave? He told Donald Trump, leave. He told Donald Trump, shut your effing mouth. He said, shush your effing mouth. Maga, are you going to allow somebody to disrespect your leader, your savior like that? Because for my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, I refuse to let anybody bash him. Stand up for your leader. Fight for him. He doesn't know how to fight back. He's scared of Elania. You got to fight for your leader.
Her in prison, accused him of murder, said he was a secret Muslim founder of ISIS, said she was pretending to be black, ended his entire family dynasty, almost got him murdered, tried to overthrow his presidency, and paid off a porn star behind her back. Basically, all of them have said that he's Hitler. Trump tried to put her in prison.
Here's Hitler 2.0, where he wants to be Hitler, but we must stop him. We must stop him. We have, 27 more days to go? Because Hitler did it in 58 days. Trump trying to do it in 58 days or lesser to become king.
Got some disturbing news just in from the Wall Street Journal. They're reporting that lawyers at X, or Twitter, are now threatening advertisers to spend more money on X, or else Elon Musk, who owns X, will use his relationships with Donald Trump and the White House to torpedo the mergers of these companies. Now, let's be clear, if this reporting is accurate, this is straight up extortion. Now, the Wall Street Journal says that advertising conglomerate Interpublic Group was issued this threat. They recently announced a $13 billion merger deal with one of their rivals. And sources say that X's CEO, Linda Yaccarino, has made similar threats in conversations with Interpublic representatives as well. Now, we're going to be following this story and more, so make sure you're following this account here and the Midas Touch podcast on Apple and Spotify. We've got some disturbing news just in from the Wall Street Journal. They're reporting that lawyers at X, or Twitter, are now threatening advertisers to spend more money on X.
That doesn't surprise me. Elon and Donnie Boy have been on Twitter with their Twitter fingers going crazy. Elon mad because his baby mama, Grimes, is on there putting the business out there. instead of calling her back when she keep calling him about their babies is sick. The baby's sick, Elon. Do you not care about your baby, or you only care about X, a little demon child? Elon Musk, so busy trying to be a king and overthrown Dunny Boy. Dunny Boy don't even see it coming. He was not answering the phone for his baby mama. He almost pretty much censored her on Twitter, X, if you want to say that. Well, she could not post what she wanted to post, but she still was posting on X, honey. Yes, she was. Putting all the business out there on Elon Musk. But he want people to, that's extortion. Trying to make people pay more for advertisement, and they don't pay it enough. You don't even deserve that. You're stealing from the American people daily. Don't you have enough? Damn. Hold on. Okay.
No.
This is America right now.
No. No.
You fucked up, Maga. You the problem too. Just like Dunny Boy the problem, Elon the problem. You fucked up the preacher's money. And now we got to try to beg her to come fix the mess. White women, stop saying white. Where is Kamala? Why isn't she doing something? She did her part. You voted for the clown, now enjoy the effing circus.
Justin, Elon Musk is now threatening to shut down the International Space Station after getting into a Twitter fight with a Danish commander of the ISS. Andreas Mogensen, who is the commander and an astronaut with the European Space Agency, responded to a clip on Twitter in which Musk falsely claimed that U.S. astronauts who have been stuck in space were left there for political reasons. He responded the following, quote, "What a lie, and from someone who complains about lack of honesty from the mainstream media." Musk then replied, calling him the R word, and claimed, quote, "SpaceX could have brought them back several months ago. I offered this directly to the Biden administration and they refused. Return was pushed back for political reasons. Idiot." Classy response. The astronaut then fact-checked him by replying, quote, "Elon, I've long admired you for what you have accomplished, especially at SpaceX and Tesla. You know as well as I do that Butch and Suni are returning with Crew 9, as has been the plan since last September. Even now, you are not sending up a rescue ship to bring them home. They are returning on the Dragon capsule that has been on ISS since last September." Then, shortly after, Musk tweeted separately saying, quote, "It is time to begin preparations for deorbiting the space station. It has served its purpose. There is very little incremental utility. Let's go to Mars." So yes, to get this straight, Musk is trying to get rid of the ISS for the benefit of his own companies, all because an astronaut had the nerve to correct his lies on Twitter. We're going to be following this story and so much more, so make sure you follow our account right now and add the Midas Touch podcast on Apple and Spotify. We've got a new interview out right now with Hakeem Jeffries. So this, Justin, Elon Musk is now...
Elania, girl. Elania. SpaceX is falling. Your stock is down. Oh, Mitch McConnell, he announced that he's going to be retiring from Senate. So who will be replacing him? Inquiring minds want to know. Yep, he plans on retiring. God bless his soul, because he's been sick a lot. So let's keep Mitch McConnell in our prayers, okay? Keep him in our prayers. But I hope he does the right thing before he goes to glory. Put the truth out there of what's going on with Donald Trump. The mothers of Elon Musk's children beg him on Twitter to answer their calls and take care of his kids. Elon, you got to do better. So I'm going to read y'all what Grimes said. So Grimes, she said, "Please respond about our child's medical crisis. I am sorry to do this publicly, but it is no longer acceptable to ignore the situation. This requires immediate attention. If you don't want to talk to me, can you please designate or hire someone who can so that we can move forward on solving this? This is urgent, Elon. Look, that's what she said. Elon, are you being a terrible parent to your children? Why is X so much more important than the other children? I forgot Damien in the movie was more important than the other children. So what do we expect? Okay. So this is more of it, y'all. I'm going to read it to my people. So NA to Grimes. I don't pretend to know the man, but I can't imagine going public will help anything or anyone. So Grimes says, I am not giving any details, but he won't respond to text calls or emails and has skipped every meeting. Our child will suffer lifelong impairment if he does not respond as soon as possible. And if I have to apply public pressure, then guess what? That's where I am at. I like her. So Elon said, whoa, he finally responded. Okay, Elon. Elon says, whoa. Ashley St. Clair says, Elon, we have been trying to communicate for the past several days, and you have not responded. When are you going to reply to us instead of publicly responding to smears from an individual who just posted photos of me in underwear at 15 years old? Did you put somebody up to that, Elon? You have the Donnie Bar syndrome. Okay. Elon, you are an embarrassment to this country. And to even think you're the president and Donnie is the vice president. And what is JD? Where is JD? Where's JD Vance? Is he in a closet tied up somewhere? I don't put anything past Elon or Musty. Where is JD Vance? Elon, where is JD Vance? What did you do with JD Vance?
This is crazy. Elon Musk's Twitter now appears to be censoring videos showing Americans criticizing Elon Musk and Doge. You saw the previous video on our feed. You saw that there was massive backlash today in a town hall in a red district in Roswell,
in Atlanta,
Georgia.
yes.
Republican Representative McCormick was confronted by his own constituents for enabling Elon
Those
Musk,
Republicans
Doge,
are
and
mad.
Trump. Videos of the town hall were posted by Atlanta Journal-Constitution journalist Greg Bluestein. Shortly after he posted them, many of them mysteriously disappeared off Twitter, and in their place read a message that said, quote, "This post is unavailable." A user on X or Twitter asked Bluestein if he was removing the post himself or if X was doing it. Bluestein responded, quote, "It must be X. They are still on my feed." If this is actually Musk censoring content on his app that's critical of him and the government, this is a major and Republican areas. So, you know what? I think we should use this as fuel to make sure that we bring this kind of energy to the streets and to town halls across the country. Make it impossible for Musk to hide how much Americans truly hate what he is doing. Elon, you could try to block the truth of their algorithms, but the people will rise up. Add the Midas Touch podcast on Apple and Spotify for even more news. So this is crazy.
What he said, the people will rise up. Yes, God, the people will rise up. I'm gonna rise up. Take my people with me. We got to rise up, America. We got to fight this. Well, Donnie spends most of his time playing golf on your tax dollars. He hasn't done any of the things he promised y'all because he's been playing golf. So, Donnie, in just 4 weeks as president, Donald Trump has spent $10.7 million of taxpayer money on golf trips. The money goes in his pockets. He owned Mar-a-Lago. More plane crashes under Donald Trump. Donnie, when are you going to stop blaming President Joe Biden for your F-ups? Your mother was an idiot. Your daddy was ashamed of you. So he gave you because he knew his son couldn't do it on his own. And you love to say you're a self-made millionaire. At the time, you said millionaire. So now you're saying you're a billionaire. Okay. The plane crashes are happening under you, darling. Pissy pants. Dunny boy, the orange clown. It's happening under you. It is not the great President Joe Biden's fault that the planes are falling while you are over the Oval Office. You're in the White House now. You are the white man in the White House. Celebrate.
You need a backup plan to escape the United States today. A lot of Americans are experiencing the normalcy bias, which is the belief that everything has been fine thus far. Therefore, everything's going to continue. It's the lie that kept Nazi Germany. Let me give you some facts. First, they are suppressing our vote. The SAVE Act just passed the House. That means if this becomes law and your name does not exactly match your birth certificate, then you do not get to vote. Who does that affect? Well, that affects married women who change their name. That affects trans people whose legal name does not match their dead name. That affects naturalized citizens who came over and changed their name after immigrating. So overall, that affects over 30% of the voting population, inhibiting them from being able to vote. That's millions of people unable to vote if this goes into law. Fact two, they are already detaining people and sending them to concentration camps. No other way to say it. Many people have been sent over to Guantanamo Bay. They're not releasing their names. They're not giving us trials. There's no oversight. They are just arresting these people. We have no idea who they are, what they've done. If you think that they're going to stop at locking up illegal immigrants, you're wrong. America has shown that they don't care about those people. Who's the next marginalized community that they're going to go after? Fact three, executions are now on the table. Trump's legal team have set the groundwork to allow execution of illegal immigrants. It's not speculation, it's in black and white. And who do you think they're going to target next? If you think that this authoritarian government takeover sounds familiar, well, you're right. It's history repeating itself. If you are a person of color, LGBTQ+, disabled, a woman, any other marginalized community, you need to start planning. You need your passport. You need to start researching visas. You need to start saving. You need to get out. You need a backup plan to escape the United States.
I'm going to read some of your comments. What is that? It was a comment saying, that's not it. That's not what I'm looking for. It moved so fast, I think I missed it. Hold on. I missed it. But anyway. Okay. Trump is bad. Too sweet for life. He is a horrible man. Donald Trump is a horrible man. He has been found guilty of SA. He's been found guilty for grabbing him by the Uzi. He's been found guilty for 34 accounts of being a felon, 34 count felon. Donald Trump has a list of things he has done that he should not be president. But the only thing saved him was that white skin. Because white people are not going to choose a black person over that white skin. No matter how educated and beautiful Kamala Harris was and is, they're going to choose the white skin. Thank y'all for coming to my live. I will see you guys tomorrow. Yes, I will. Y'all stay blessed and powerful. And may God continue to bless you. Hit that like button on your way out, okay? And stop coming up here getting this good service, church service, and not putting anything in the plate, in the church plate. Okay? Next time, send me a super chat, super sticker. Bye.